What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. How is everyone doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day. We've got one story for you and a bunch of questions from you guys. Thank you so much for all the questions you guys have been sending in lately. It's definitely some heat going on with the foldable market, and I think you guys are pretty stoked about it. And that's what our story is about today. You've seen videos about like why I'm gonna buy a Google Pixel Fold, rumors and leaks about it. I've done a bunch of videos on it, and I wanted to this time kind of go, I fished through your guys' comments, and this video is gonna be all about like, will you upgrade to the Google Pixel Fold, like in things that you guys are saying based off of you either having a foldable phone or never having one, and what your thoughts are of why you might or might not upgrade to the Pixel Fold. So let's get into it. The first one that I noticed is if there's an aggressive trade-in value. That's very common that we've been seeing, is that, you know, if it's gonna have a good trade-in value with the current phone that I have, whatever phone that may be, then I will upgrade to the Google Pixel Fold. And I'm really hoping and thinking they're gonna have a aggressive trade-in value, meaning you'll get like, you know, hopefully between $700 and $1,000 for your phone that you have, but we'll have to wait and see. Not upgrading until I see your comparison video. I saw that a few times. They don't want to upgrade to the Pixel Fold until they see some comparison videos against the Z Fold 4, against the Z Fold 5, against whatever phone, you know, that's out there that I'm comparing it against. You guys want to see those comparison videos, and I will definitely lay those out when I get the phone. I will definitely start comparing it against the Z Fold 4 and hypothetically against the Z Fold 5, and then eventually against the Z Fold 5 when that comes out, and other phones on the market as well. I'm going to get the Z Fold 5. I don't trust the Pixel Fold yet. I saw that a fair amount as well. You know, people love the Galaxy Z Fold line, especially now when it's, what, 5th generation, and the Pixel Fold's only in its 1st generation. People love the way Samsung's software is. It makes sense, and I think that's gonna be a common thing, that people, quote unquote, don't trust a phone company because they've either read things about the company in the past, even though they've never used it, or maybe they did use it and they still don't trust it for whatever reason. I don't wanna spend $1,700. I saw that a bunch of times. It's expensive. Folding phones are very expensive. Pixel Fold is no different in terms of having a high price versus a Z Fold 4 or 5 or some other company that makes a folding phone. They're all very expensive currently in the market. I'd buy the Pixel Fold if it were much cheaper than the Z Fold 5, meaning they'd buy a Pixel Fold if it was like, you know, over $1,200-$1,300 or lower, and say the Z Fold 5 comes out at $1,700. Okay, they're gonna buy a Pixel Fold. That makes sense as well. But, and it goes into the loyalty with brand. Brand loyalty is huge. People are gonna stick with that brand unless something pushes them away, such as a much lower price, a much better phone. All of that makes sense. I can't wait to trade in this defective Galaxy Z Fold 4 for the Pixel Fold. People, I can see it all day in my comments, complaining about their Galaxy Z Fold phones because if they've seen what I've gone through, because they've gone through it themselves with the phone being defective. And you know, let's be fair, most of the time these phones are covered under warranty, but it's the hassle of having to go through the warranty in order to get it. So they want to go and trust another company like Google with their new Pixel Fold. I don't trust foldables. I've seen that a lot. That's probably one of the most popular comments on here in some form or fashion, is that you guys don't trust foldables because they break, because they're more sensitive to touch and feel, and they break down and they wear down a little bit quicker because they have more moving parts than a traditional candy bar phone. Battery life will suck. A lot of people are concerned with the Pixel Fold having bad battery life because of that Tensor G2 processor and it being a folding phone because there's this huge display. It makes sense, guys, I get it. But I'm hoping that 4821 milliamp battery, along with some customization and optimization within the OS, is going to help all of that. I think the form factor of the Pixel Fold is going to push people to it. The front screen is so small on the Galaxy Z Fold, and I think that is a big thing. You know, one of the things that I can't stand about the Z Fold phones is that skinny outside display. This one, it's pretty unusable in a lot of ways to me. And the Pixel Fold fixes that with a much wider, shorter display on that outside, so it's gonna be much more usable. Who wants to buy completely outdated looking Pixel Fold with large bezels? Come on guys, like really? You're concerned that the inside of the Pixel Fold will have huge huge bezels on there and it's gonna distract you from what you're doing. Don't be, because it does two things. You're gonna have a much better camera on that inside display. It's gonna work great. It's got the Pixel software and it's on top of the display, so it's not gonna be crappy like the under display one, like the Z Fold 4. And then also, it's going to allow you to just get used to it. Trust me, you get used to all this stuff. It will be a second thought after probably an hour or two of use. So I wouldn't fret about a bezel inside the display. I will switch to the Pixel Fold. That's all they're saying. I've seen that from whatever phone they're coming from. They want to switch to the Pixel Fold because of the excitement, because of the things that Google's adding into it, because it's a Google Pixel and it's Google Pixel Fold. It has all those things, so people want to switch because of those reasons. I think I'll get the Pixel Fold over the Z Fold 5 this year. I've seen that, a bunch of things, a bunch of reasons. And again, because of those differences in the Pixel Fold versus the Z Fold 5 physically and just different software. Pixel Fold all the way, not really interested in the rest. I barely use my tablet anymore, so don't need a new one anytime soon. That is a great reason. Why do you get a folding phone? One, it eliminates really, in some ways, the need to get a phone and a tablet, because the phone can be both of those things. It can be a tablet, a small tablet, and then it can be a somewhat regular size phone, and that's why they would do it. Let me know, you guys, let me know your thoughts on this whole Pixel Fold thing. Did I leave something out that should have been said? Let me know in the comments down below. Without further ado, let's jump into our Q&A. First question from Russ Ryan, who's also a Patreon member. Thank you so much. You're the newest Patreon member, so thank you so much. If you want to join my Patreon or become a YouTube member, links are down below, guys. You'll get your names on the screen that I show towards the end of the video. Question is this your full-time job? If not, what do you do on the daily? Just interested to keep up the great show, Pixel Fold. For me, yeah, YouTube's been my main job for 5 years now. I used to be like an office worker, and yeah, this is my main job. I love it, my favorite job of all time. Paul is saying that he disagrees with me about the Pixel Fold. He thinks more Chinese global variants to come with better screen sharing and multitasking. He has a Vivo Fold 1. Screen real estate counts, and chip power and power management. Google Pixel Fold is their first try. They'll need a few more to catch Samsung and Vivo. Honor, Xiaomi, OnePlus is out soon. Your thoughts? I think software, especially at this point in time, plays a major point, and I think Pixel software is really smooth and fun to use, and there's just something about it. It's hard to describe until you use it as your daily phone, the software, that you kind of fall in love with it. It's great. And I think that's what's gonna win people over with the Pixel Fold is the software experience. Obviously, I think with brute power, all those phones you mentioned are probably gonna be a lot more powerful, but there's something about the software experience, especially when all phones are pretty powerful at this point, that's gonna make the creme de la creme. Marty's asking, I currently have a Fold 3 and my 2-year contract is up in August. I recently purchased the Book 3 Ultra and the Tab S8 Ultra because of the amazing connectivity between the Samsung products. From what I'm hearing, the Z Fold 5 is pretty disappointing in improvements, and the Pixel Fold is looking a lot more interesting. Would you think it's more switching given my love of the Samsung ecosystem? I guess it depends what you use in terms of that ecosystem. I always put myself in the Google ecosystem because the Google ecosystem travels. I can go to an iPad and see all my stuff, or I can go to an Android or a Samsung tablet and see all my stuff. When you lock yourself into, Apple's world completely and use only their apps, or Samsung's only use their apps, that's when things can get a little messy. So for you, I would say get out of the ecosystem if you can, and just live in the Google world or Android world where things can match up and mesh up a little bit better. But yeah, I wouldn't say the Z Fold 5 is going to be a complete disappointment. Don't take it that way. I just think the more exciting of the two upgrades for the things that needed to be fixed on the Z Fold line are better with the Pixel Fold, such as the bigger displays, better cameras, things like that. Ben is saying, hey Greg, do you think Samsung will ever go up to at least 12 gigs RAM on the Z Flip. Why do you think they haven't yet? Thanks, glad for doing questions. Yes, I do think they'll go to 12 gigs. I think they'll do it next year. And why haven't they done it? It's probably a cost cutting measure of some sort, because even if it's like a few dollars to go from 8 to 12, them not putting that in there is saving a lot of money. And our last question from Celis: do you think the Fold 5 is a good upgrade coming from the Fold 3, since the Fold 4.5 is the same phone? It's a pretty good upgrade. I just don't think it's going to be an exciting upgrade. You're going to get better battery life, better performance, slightly better cameras, but nothing I think is going to, besides the battery life, I don't think anything's going to blow you away completely about it. Thanks so much, guys. If you have a question, leave it in the comments down below. #question. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.